This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.
PNG Power Limited commences disconnection exercise. 17th PNG Resources and Energy Investment Conference opens. And Pogara Mine scheduled to be reopened this year. A very good evening. This is Monday's news. I'm Malcolm Wyra. Thank you for joining us. Disconnection and inspection of power to various business houses operating in the nation's capital have been carried out today by PNG Power Limited with the support from the Police Criminal Investigation Division. This exercise is into its third week and will extend to the other main centers around the country.
PNG Power Limited's exercise to disconnect illegal power connection to EasyPay meters through a bypass or direct connection without the use of meter box has identified a few of the power theft within the vicinity of Boroko and Tauranga in the nation's capital. The operation commenced with a total disconnection from one of the car dealer business that operates in 4 Mile, which saw the team removing all the phase from the power pole. Upon inspection, few business houses were found to have used the power illegally. According to the team, these business houses will be given safety notices and they will have to comply within the period of 4 days. Failure to comply will lead to a total disconnection. Reconnection will cost approximately 10,000 kina with a requirement to pay the outstanding debts. Power consumers who continue to defy and continue with the use of illegal connection after inspection and upon the issuance of safety notices will be referred to police for criminal prosecution. In respect to this, a Kaiba operating at Tauranga Foodland area, which saw the team placed a tamper-resistant and secure meter box, was found to have been opened unauthorized. The owner of the shop claimed that this exercise has been carried out by one of the PPL employees. However, this matter is currently under investigation. Furthermore, employees of PPL involved in connecting power illegally to consumers will be dealt with severely. This exercise is set to extend to other main centers that includes Lae, Mount Hagen, Goroka and Kokopo. This exercise carried out by PPL has seen a positive impact to its revenue generation. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
The 17th PNG Resources and Energy Investment Conference was opened with a keynote address by Prime Minister James Marape this morning at the Sydney International Convention Centre in Australia.
During the opening of the 17th PNG Resources and Energy Investment Conference, Prime Minister Marape commended the 4 major oil and gas companies, ExxonMobil, Newmont, Barrick and Santos, for the continued investment they have shown in Papua New Guinea. He stated that this gives the confidence to others to invest in the country as well.
That should be a vote of confidence to all of you who are thinking and trying to say, is it safe? Of course it is safe. Why do you think these big fours hang around? Why do you think Harmony hangs around? They found a modus operandi to operate in my country. It is safe. They're not charities. They're to make investment for their shareholders. Their continued presence in Papua New Guinea reflects that they've found a niche place of doing business and operating.
Prime Minister Marape highlighted the importance of national interest and investor interest in the country.
You are making a return on the investment. The country too is satisfied and happy. finding the balance between national interest and investor interest is something that we have been trying to strike balance, and PNG has not been bad. In the last 4 years, we've seen good mergers, good fusions, good transitions, good coming in of companies, and hardly anyone has left our real estate so far.
Grace Papiali, National EMTV News.
The signing of a new bilateral security agreement between Papua New Guinea and Australia has prompted the regional member for Bougainville and Minister for Internal Security, Peter Chamalili Jr., to make reassurances to the people of Bougainville that benefits will be delivered to the region. He spoke during the 17th Papua New Guinea Resources and Energy Investment Conference in Sydney recently.
Siamalili Jr. stated that Australia will be providing 200 million Australian dollars in support of law and order and security. This also includes support for a new national police recruitment and investigation centre that will benefit Bougainville by providing more police and allowing members of the Bougainville Police Service to benefit from better training and support. He added that it was important to ensure a consistent and harmonized approach to development in Bougainville by harnessing funds from the Development Cooperation Program, the national budget, the provincial and district support improvement programs, and the autonomous Bougainville government's own budget. For instance, this includes funding for 15 new 10-seater police vehicles, 5 each for North, Central and South Bougainville, 2 new 10-seater vehicles for correctional services and new police uniforms. He added that he will also be supporting the development of district courthouses for Central and South regions. That will include new lockup facilities and rebuilding the Kuveria Correctional Institution in Central Bougainville. He said that these initiatives will complement support provided under the agreement. Meanwhile, he stated that he understands that there may be concerns around the detail of the agreement and what it may mean for Bougainville. He assured that the framework agreement will not impact Bougainville's continued long-term future negotiations. Grace Papiali, National EMTV News.
In a statement today, the new Porgera Limited has announced that all legal and contractual conditions necessary for the reopening of Porgera Mine have now been met, and the mine is set to officially restart operations on December 22nd of this year. With the ramp-up of the operations, first gold export revenue is expected in the first quarter of 2024.
Prime Minister James Marape noted this in a speech in Sydney, saying the long road to Porgera's reopening has reached the finish line.
Papua New Guinea is a fair democracy.
The partnership between Papua New Guinea and 2 leading global mining companies, Barrick Gold Corporation and Zijing Mining, for the first time gives majority ownership in a major resource project to PNG shareholders. New Porgera Limited, or NPL, assured that it will deliver unprecedented benefits to the people of Papua New Guinea. Over the 20-year life of mine, PNG shareholders comprised of Porgera landowners, Anga Province and the state will receive 53% of Porgera's overall economic benefits. The investors will share the remaining 47%. At an assumed gold price of $1,800 per ounce, PNG shareholders can expect to receive nearly $7.3 billion, which is approximately 27.6 billion kina over 20 years, and $2.8 billion, which is 10.6 billion kina in the first 10 years. New Porgera Limited will be managed by Barrick New Guinea Limited and promises to employ more than 2,300 people by June 2024 and over 3,000 by the end of the same year. Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
Landowners of the much talked about Wafi Golpu mine in Morobe province have filed a court injunction to prevent the government from issuing the special mining lease to the developers. The case has been adjourned to the 5th of January next year. Meanwhile, another group of landowners from Wau have also filed a court injunction to prevent the state from granting the mine lease. The case will be heard on the 20th of this month. Both parties have raised concerns over the lack of satisfaction regarding the environmental impact statement. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. The Secretary for the Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Philip Leo, in a statement released recently, announced the payment for the monthly allowances for the LLG leaders.
Secretary Leo revealed that councillors throughout the country's overdue allowance for the month of April to August have been paid on the 23rd of November this year. The department has also paid the remaining months of September to December 2023 on the 6th of this month. With these two payments made, the department has no more outstanding payment for the year 2023. The Secretary clarified that the allowance payments are now paid on the rate of 600 kina per month for ward members or councillors and 700 kina per month for deputy presidents. Secretary Leo further commended and thanked the LLG leaders for their patience and commitment in maintaining their mandated roles and responsibilities as elected leaders in their respective local level government despite the long delays faced in paying allowances. The Secretary then acknowledged the minister and appealed to leaders who still have yet to receive outstanding payments from the department to contact responsible officers in the LLG division of the department to submit their correct account details so the department can settle their dues. He further emphasized that the LLG leaders, especially the councillors, plays a pivotal role at the community level and pledged commitment to do more to give them the due recognition and support they deserve as the duly elected leaders on the ground. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
The Australian Air Force delivered 2 of the 3 plane loads of relief supplies as assistance to the communities affected by the recent Mount Ulawan eruption in the West New Britain province. The relief supplies include shelter kits, kitchen kits, mosquito nets, and canvases. Present at the Hoskins Airport to witness the delivery were Governor for West New Britain Province, Sasindran Muthuvel, and the Oil Palm Minister and Nakanai MP, Francis Manake, among others. The second plane load of relief supplies arrived at Hoskins hours later from the first delivery, with the third load of supplies received today. The Oil Palm Minister and member for Nakanai, Francis Manake, expressed his appreciation for the assistance from the government and the people of Australia for this show of kindness. 2 clans of a village in the Namatanai district in New Ireland province have come together to bury the hatchet after a 9-year-long conflict. The Sui and the Venge-Vanga clans of Metakaville village came together over the weekend for this long-anticipated reconciliation.
The Peace and Reconciliation gathering stemmed from a killing incident in which a youth from Metakaville was killed with a knife by a community auxiliary policeman who was attending to an incident at the village on the 9th of December 2014. The incident caused an ugly rift among the villagers of Metakaville and the families of the attacker. Exactly 9 years after the incident, on Saturday, the 9th of December, the 2 clans brought together almost 8,000 families and extended relatives from 5 wards in New Hanover and government officials to witness the communities come together to end the 9 years of broken coexistence. Offerings of shell money or miss, cash, pigs and garden food were presented in a moving and emotional ritual which was sealed with handshakes and a feast. Deputy Governor of New Ireland Province, Semi Misen, who led a government delegation to the event, said the New Ireland government recognizes and supports peace efforts by different stakeholders and groups across New Hanover, with the belief that the best peacemakers and peacekeepers are the people themselves. Misen said the government cannot bring peace or pretend it can, but will work with community elders,
church leaders and law bodies to find lasting solutions for the killings and attack on homes and food gardens that has been going on over the years. Edson Kuso, National EMTV News.
A mother of two is a living testament to women folks in Hela province who wish to pursue studies in courses that are known to be male-dominant.
Rachel Kanage, 37, hails from Hela province in Waru village in Heights 4, married to a man from Southern Highlands province. During the 11th graduation ceremony for MAPEX Training Institute, she was one female among 13 male colleagues who proudly graduated with a certificate in excavator operator. Kanage shared that prior to traveling to the city to take up this 16-week course, she worked as a janitor with the Hides. She said seeing women who showed up keen and confident to operate machines and go about their day at work inspired her.
Lukimol planti meriol kamu wantemol certificate sambla kames operator sambla kames oneme kamosemol crane operator or machine operator sambla kamosem driver so this la making tintin blomi and kama.
Kanage admitted she struggled financially to further her studies, but that did not daunt her aspirations for the trade. Whilst working as a janitor, the company she worked for brought application forms for employees who wish to further their study. Among the many scholarships filled, Kanage was privileged to be a successful applicant. Kanage is encouraging women out there to come out of their comfort zones, pursue and do what they love to do and not limit themselves. Gladys Kila, National EMTV News.
Now taking a look at the NES Fund market report. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2685 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.2610, 0.3942 Australian dollars, 0.2350 euro, 37.48 Japanese yen. Looking at the commodity prices, at New York closed, gold is trading lower, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed higher, copper closed lower, palm oil closed higher, crude oil is trading lower, copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the S&P 200 is trading higher, the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. Professionals in Port Moresby who were once youths to St. Clair Parish Catholic Church in Yalabu Station, Southern Highlands Province, are raising funds in hopes to exceed 2 million kina for a new church building.
A group of former youths to St. Clair Parish Catholic Church in Yalabu Station, who are now professionals living and working in Port Moresby, have come together to raise funds for their new church building, which is estimated to cost more than 2 million kina. Now, with an established committee for fundraisings, the group has already raised 15,000 kina through 8 mini fundraisers. According to the chairman, Solomon Mundia, the idea for fundraising came about as the church set a target for all church members to contribute 5,000 kina towards building a new permanent church. He said that as a token of appreciation for the church's contribution to the lives of the now professionals and their successors, the former youth group have decided to do their part by raising funds. The church authorities have been consulted and are supportive of their efforts. The group has agreed that any contribution should go directly to the church account. While some individuals have made personal contributions, the group emphasizes that the fundraising is solely based on their youth group in Port Moresby. The fundraising drive has already commenced and the group has planned to continue raising funds if the church's targets are not met. The group calls on fellow former youths to also support the cause. James Guken, National EMTV News.
And moving to overseas news now, Preparations are underway for the residents in far north Queensland for tropical cyclone Jasper after receiving alerts from the Australian Weather Bureau.
Cyclone Jasper has certainly been a little bit unpredictable. Initially, forecasts showed that the cyclone was going to cross around 800 kilometres south of where I am here on the Cairns Esplanade, just north of Mackay. The Bureau has issued its latest advice. It says that Cyclone Jasper is weakening considerably. It's now a Category 1 system with wind gusts of around 120 kilometres an hour, and it's around 600 kilometres east of Cairns. Now, the Weather Bureau says it's going to continue to move towards the coast and then re-intensify into a Category 2 system before crossing the coast overnight north of Cairns, potentially near Port Douglas on either Wednesday or Thursday. Here's what the Bureau had to say a little earlier today.
There is a chance over the next couple of days that we'll see some slight re-intensification of Tropical Cyclone Jasper, maybe back into a Category 2 storm at least by the time it does reach the coastline. We've started to issue some tropical cyclone watches that covers the area from Cape Melville down to Townsville. That is the stretch of coast that we're looking most likely to be impacted.
9 weeks since the attacks by Hamas, which killed 1,200 people in Israel, the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, says it's the beginning of the end for the group.
At Al Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis, they laid out the wrapped bodies of people killed in the night by Israel. At the end of the line was Assia Abdul Wahab, a baby killed on the day she was born, laid across the bodies of her mother, also called Assia, and her father Yahya. Don't cry, he told their son Mohammed. They're in heaven. Gaza has been turned into a living hell for civilians by Israel's offensive. Thousands of children are among the Palestinian dead. Their families say there's only one way to make a difference. Everyone is only talking about aid, said Ibrahim Ahmed al-Ashraf. We don't care about aid. We want them to stop the bloodshed. The Americans say Israel is killing too many innocent people, but they still blocked the UN's latest attempt to vote in a ceasefire. The war has increased the tension in Hebron, a city on the West Bank holy to Jews and Muslims that has been a flashpoint for decades. Most Palestinians can no longer access property, live or work in part of the city center. That's because Jewish settlers live here behind security provided by the Israeli army. Extreme Jewish nationalists in Israel's government also live in Hebron, and since the 7th of October attacks, Palestinians of all ages near the settlement have been ordered to stay home under a strict curfew. The guard dogs are owned by Shadi al-Mutassim, necessary, he says, to protect his family from attacks by Jewish settlers. Weeks of lockdown in the curfew have paralyzed their lives.
You could call us zombies. We've been imprisoned for 2 months. We can't leave the house or go to work or take our children out. Life is hard.
The curfew has been eased slightly, but the security forces still didn't like him talking to us. Back in Gaza, Israel says civilians suffer because Hamas uses them as human shields. Israel insists its strikes are precise and intelligence-led. Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in Deir al-Balah, one of the few still functioning, is overwhelmed. No more beds are left. No hope either.
A huge fossil of 150 million years old sea monster has been unearthed from the cliffs of the Jurassic coast in southern England.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
It's huge.
Unveiling a Jurassic Sea Monster. This is the 2-metre-long skull of a pliosaur, one of the most fearsome predators the planet has ever seen.
It's got big teeth, excellent for stabbing and killing its prey. It doesn't chew its food, it just breaks into bits.
Steve Etches led the effort to unearth this enormous fossil.
So what makes this unique is it's complete. So the lower jaws and the upper skull are meshed together as it would be in life. To find that, I think worldwide, There's hardly any specimens ever found to that level of detail. It's one of the best fossils I've ever worked on. I'll never probably work on another one.
This is one of the pliosaur's teeth. Around here, the back is flat, and there are these two sharp edges and an extremely sharp tip. Around here, though, there are these fine ridges, and these would have helped it to sink its teeth into its prey and pull them out again. This really was a killing machine. The snout was discovered by a fossil enthusiast near Kimmeridge Bay in Dorset.
I just found something quite extraordinary. It must have just come out of a cliff up there somewhere.
The rest was excavated by a team dangling off ropes halfway down a fast eroding cliff face. It was all followed by a BBC documentary team and Sir David Attenborough.
In these waters, underneath my feet, lurks the ultimate marine predator, the pliosaur.
This gigantic reptile grew to more than 12 metres, powering through the water with huge paddle-like limbs. It would have terrorised the oceans.
This is a surface scan of the skull of the pliosaur.
Scientists have learnt that it had a bite force similar to a T-Rex.
What we're looking at here is the top predator in the environment. You know, this animal had a huge bite. It would have been able to eat pretty much everything else that was around in the water at that time, including some other very large animals.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The 17th season of the National Capital District Governors' Cup kicked off today with 64 teams playing in 4 pools at 4 different venues around the nation's capital.
The much-anticipated NCD Governors Rugby Cup commenced today, marking the beginning of thrilling sporting action and showcasing prowess of 64 teams. Director of the Governors Cup, Billy Aki, says that the teams have been divided into 4 pools from A to B and will be playing in rotation manner to avoid home ground advantage. The venues are at EP Park in Hohola, the Kone Tigers Oval at Waigani, the Gereu Sports Oval and McGregor Police Barracks Field at 9 Mile. The director expressed his satisfaction with the tournament's kickoff, noting the remarkable display of true sportsmanship by participating teams.
Morning game will start is good. Crowd will come, stay, watch him, support. Then all the teams for 64 teams. Our management all is 100% is really good. The management already hiring all buses, organizing all players around the NCDC, west, east, north, south. Only arrange all buses, now only moving all team players to the one located in NCDC. It's really 100% good.
Mr. Aki also highlighted that this year's Governors' Cup started on a positive note, exceeding the energy and enthusiasm of previous seasons. The games will be played in a period of 3 days before the grand finals. The tournament notes participation of 6 teams in the women's divisions. The director said the female division will begin competitions when the men's teams are in their grand final rounds. James Guken, Trukai Sports.
The 45th annual soccer competition of the Eastern Papua Carnival concluded with a thrilling match, concluding in Gabotu Football Club, clinching a 2-0 victory over Utu Yagila.
Crown champions Gabotu FC secured not only the EPC Cup but also a cash prize of 5,000 kina. Gabotu FC coach Godfrey Dobin expressed his team's victory, acknowledging the challenges they faced due to their limited experience in high-stakes competitions. Despite this, they navigated their way to the grand final, emerging victorious in a statement to their determination and skills.
Mostly in our team, we had our kids playing,
our younger cousins playing with a mix of senior experienced campaigners in the club, and I guess the younger ones stood tall for us today. They showed character, and that's what pulled us through. But I'm very happy. Thankfully, this is the last day, and just so much pride for my club.
In a show of gratitude, Coach Dobin extended heartfelt thanks to Brendan Chan for generously sponsoring their team's jerseys. He also expressed deep appreciation to Don Bosco Technical School for granting access to their field, a crucial gesture that allowed Gabutu FC to hone their skills and prepare diligently for the tournament. James Guken, Trukai Sports.
With the 20-day human rights activism ongoing, the West New Britain Peace Cup final ended yesterday, with the women's final, which saw Vos natives defeating Galilo Patuki, and the men's final, Lagatas, sailed into victory over the Kimbe Rebels.
As the weather seems looming, just after 2 rounds, a total of 26 teams took to the field and qualified for the finals in the men's and women's division. 18 teams participated in the men's and 8 teams participated in the women's. In the men's final bowl competition, the Warriors went against the Spartans, with Spartans victorious over the Warriors. In other games, the women's plate finals competition, Kalu Malins went against St. Francis II, and in the men's plate finals, we have the Kalu Malins playing against the Pythons. In the men's and women's final cup competition, the president of the West New Britain Rugby Union, Peter Pryor, presented the winning team captains with the trophies to end the rugby competition. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
You're watching Trukai Sports. As a way of keeping the young athletes of the New Guinea Islands region preoccupied until the PNG Games kicks off in January next year, the region is now hosting the NGI Athletics Championships in Kokopo this month. The Games started on Friday, the 8th of December and ended yesterday.
With the PNG Games just around the corner, the West New Britain athletics team wasted no time gearing up for the big day. The team is competing in the New Guinea Islands Regional Athletics Championship in Kokopo, where the team has traveled with 30 athletes and 2 officials to attend. The team manager, Mr. Philip Canau, explained that it is important to attend the championship as it is a good lead-up to the PNG Games. As the momentum builds during the 4 days of competition, the West New Britain male athlete Graham Bai ranked up gold for the 100 meters, Mesulem Malagu got gold for the 400 meters, and for the open women's shot put, Kimberly Tokavai secured a gold medal, whilst Lenny Malagao and Catherine Cunha both got silver.
I'm the gold medalist for 800, bronze for 400, silver for javelin, and I'm proud of myself for maintaining this gold, bronze, and silver for the team West New Britain Athletics. Thank you.
I am the gold medalist for open women's shot put in the NGI Regional Championship here in Kokopo. My performance during the championship has boosted me as a sportswoman in achieving my goals, and I'm looking forward to achieve more goals during the PNG Games next year.
Leading up to the country's national games, this championship falls in the perfect timing for the coaches and athletes to come out ready for the bigger games in January. The games ended yesterday, leaving all teams in competitive spirits and a breath-holding moment to see who will take home the first place. In saying so, coming first was East New Britain, second West New Britain, and third New Ireland. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
Moving to overseas sports, the Western Sydney Wanderers have been handed their first defeat this season in the Australian Soccer League over the weekend.
The Uruguay-born player struck twice either side of the break in Parramatta as the victory completed a 4-3 win. Brisbane Roar continued their good form with a 2-0 win away from home against Adelaide United, while Macarthur FC continued its unbeaten start to the season with a 2-0 win over Sydney FC.
In the Australian National Basketball League, Melbourne United have continued their winning ways with a 35-point victory over the Brisbane Bullets.
It's the biggest win of any club this season and sees United sitting comfortably on top of the ladder. Meanwhile, South East Melbourne upset the Sydney Kings at home. 104-94 was the final score and Mitch Creek made scoring look easy. He put up 33 points to secure Phoenix's 8th win of the season.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus. With you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City, mostly fine. Daru, partly cloudy with few showers. Kerama, partly cloudy with overnight showers and drizzles. Alota, partly cloudy. Popondetta, cloudy with few rain showers. To the Momasa region, Lake City, rain showers easing to cloudy periods. Medang, partly cloudy with possible showers. Wewak, partly cloudy. Vanimo, cloudy with few showers. To the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, cloudy with thundery rain showers. Kokopan Rabaul, cloudy with rain showers. Kimbe, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka, partly cloudy with few showers. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, partly cloudy with rain showers, drizzles, then morning fog patches. Goroka and Kundiawa, partly cloudy with few rain showers, drizzles, then morning fog patches. Mendi and Wabeg, partly cloudy with few rain showers, drizzles, then morning fog patches.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus. With you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Monday, the 11th of December, 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.